Hi everyone, good afternoon. My name is Hannah Maki. I am one of the Senior Assistant Directors of Admission over at Mass College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences. I hope you're all doing well and enjoying this nice fall day. I am super excited to hop on here and do an Instagram Live for you all. Really the purpose of this Instagram Live session is an Ask Me Anything. So I will be available for the next 30 or so minutes and hopefully we'll answer any questions that you all have about Mass College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences. So just a little bit of background on me. I have been at MCPHS for a little over 3 years now. I work on the first year undergrad team in the MCPHS admissions office, and I primarily work with students out of the Boston, Mass area, South Shore, Massachusetts, and Manhattan and the boroughs in New York City. So if you're from any of those areas, hi, I'm your counselor. Super nice to meet you virtually. But yeah, again, like I said, this is really an Ask Me Anything. So I will be responding to any questions in the comment section that you guys have for me. I'm happy to chat about application process, different programs we offer, location in the Longwood medical area in Boston, or anything that you guys have. So if you're not super familiar with MCPHS, a little bit of background on us. We were founded originally as a school of pharmacy in 1823 and then expanded to become more of a comprehensive healthcare and life sciences based university. We are a private school located in Boston, Massachusetts, right in the Longwood area. So if you've had the chance to come to campus, you'll see that our campus is located right in the heart of healthcare. We have Harvard Medical School right down the street, Boston Children's Hospital, Dana-Farber Cancer Institute, and a lot more. So it really is a great place to kind of learn and study and kind of be in that healthcare space. Okay, so I see we have some questions rolling in, which is fantastic. First question we have is if we have interviews. So it depends on the program that you are looking into. For applicants that are applying for first year undergraduate admission, we do not require interviews as part of the application process, but we do offer kind of individual counselor appointments. So if you are someone that wants to, meet with your counselor, you have questions for us, our appointments are up on the website, so you are more than welcome to go and schedule a one-on-one appointment with a counselor from the undergrad team. But however, if you are applying for any of our transfer graduate programs, typically there is some sort of interview process involved with that. So again, kind of depends on what program you're applying into and if you are applying as a transfer or grad student. If you are a transfer or graduate student, make sure to go on the website and connect with a transfer graduate counselor to see if an interview is required for your program. Okay, so our next question is about if we have a vet program. So that is a fantastic question. I've been chatting with a lot of students over the past couple months, and vet seems to be a very popular program that's kind of coming up. So we do have a vet pathway program. And again, I'm speaking from kind of the first year undergraduate perspective here, but basically we do have a vet pathway program. Basically you come to MCPHS and you apply to the pathway program, and it is a 4+4. You basically will come to MCPHS for 4 years. You'll major in pre-medical health studies, and during your second year in the program, you will also apply to our partner vet school, and happy to kind of walk you through that process of who to get in touch with and where to submit your application. But then you would basically go off, and because of our partnership with this vet school, you would continue out your vet program for the next 4 years down there. Next question is about when do early action decisions come out? Super excited. I have been reading applications all day today, and I'm so excited. We have a lot of applications rolling in for our first year programs, which is super exciting. So we are planning to release the first round of early action decisions in early December. Little birdie told me that it could be the first or the second week of December. So if you have already applied for admission under the Early Action 1 deadline for any of our first year undergraduate programs, keep an eye out on your email inbox for first or second week of December. That's when we are planning to release those first round of early action decisions. Okay, our next question I see is about internships available at Boston Children's Hospital. Yes, absolutely. So I think a huge perk and a huge benefit of coming to a small private institution that's a teaching-based university like MCPHS We are also the first college in Boston. So just kind of keep that in perspective. We do have that legacy component associated with our school. So because of our location, how long we've been in establishment for, that allows us to have very strong clinical partnerships with all of the area hospitals in the Longwood area. And that does include Boston Children's Hospital, which is the #1 pediatric hospital in the United States. We send students over there. They're doing internships, they're doing shadowing, research experiences, clinical rotations. So there are, numerous opportunities available at those area hospitals in the Longwood area. Okay, so another question about kind of campus visits and open house. No worries if you weren't able to attend open house. We did have 3 fantastic open house, fall open houses over the past couple of months. But if you weren't able to attend, no worries at all. We do have on-campus tours and counselor sessions Monday through Friday. We have counselors on campus that are always really excited to meet with you. So if you're able to come and visit us in person, you can sign up right on the website. It's mcphs.edu/visit, and you're able to go in and sign up for an appointment that way if you want to do an on-campus tour and counselor session. Usually our visit, it depends on the day, but sometimes you might be on a tour with, 10 people, or sometimes you might be on a tour with one other student and family. But we, as the counselors, are always happy to meet with you one-on-one to answer any questions you guys have about your programs, the admission process, and really anything that comes up for you. So someone also asked, is there any way to get your decisions before the holidays? Yes. So if you have already submitted that application for that early action 1 decision, our counselors on the undergrad team are working as fast as we can to get applications read. If you have specific questions about when you can expect to receive your decision, you can reach out to your individual counselor. Again, if you are applying as a first-year student, you can go to the MCPHS website. Go to the counselor session under the admissions tab, type in your zip code, and it should pop up with who your exact admission counselor is. That will likely be reading your applications. So for example, like if you're from South Shore, Massachusetts, Pembroke, Marshfield, Duxbury, or if you're from Manhattan or Brooklyn, I will likely be the one kind of working with you and reviewing your applications. So feel free to reach out to any of us, and we can kind of give you that expected timeline of when you can expect to receive a decision. So excited to see that some people in here have applied, which is so exciting. Okay, another question about programs. So dual MD, BS programs. Yes, so we do have a couple of pathway sort of articulation agreement programs. We have a BS MD pathway with St. George's University. We also have a BS DO pathway for Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine with Lake Erie College of Osteopathic Medicine and AT Still. Those programs are, some are 3+4 and some are 4+4. It depends on the pathway and the school that you're applying to. But if you have specific questions about that, feel free to reach out to a specific counselor, and we can also walk you through those application requirements, because it can be a little bit different than just the regular application for MCPHS. Okay, just looking for some other questions. How is the student life? Yes, excellent question. So, like I said, I've been working here for just over 3 years, and one of the reasons that I, as a staff member, love working at MCPHS is because of the vibrant student social life and really the passion that our students have at MCPHS. They all share one thing, and I think that that's really rare at a college to find that commonality, something that everyone can relate to and kind of bond over, is the fact that all of our students want to help people. They all want to go into the healthcare field because they all have that sense of, I want to help, I want to be a helper, whether that is doing direct patient care or, working in a lab. But they all have that one commonality, which I think is really cool. But apart from that, in terms of student life, there's over 100 different student clubs and organizations on campus. This weekend or next weekend, I think it's this weekend, they're having a harvest ball, which they're hosting at a local hotel in Boston. So it's kind of a fun time for students to get dressed up, come. There's good food, there's dancing. So that's a really fun tradition that we always have around this time of the year, is that harvest ball. There's a student club that's doing a clothing drive in a couple of weeks. So So they're kind of use the atrium, and students can walk around, and they get a little tote, and they kind of do some thrifting in our atrium. So those are just two kind of really quick examples for you, but there's always something going on campus or off campus too. I mean, we always say that Boston is your campus. You will never be bored in Boston. As someone who's from the Boston area and has lived in Boston for the past couple of years, I can tell you that there are always new shops and restaurants kind of popping up. I always love, taking a little trip down to Newbury Street and doing some shopping down there, or trying out a new restaurant on Newbury Street, getting Italian food in the North End, or going to Fenway Park and catching a Red Sox game. And all of our students are doing those same things too. Boston is really it is kind of a college town, if you think about it, because there are so many colleges and universities in the city of Boston. So again, always something going on, very, very vibrant. The other thing I'll say about student life as well is that we are part of a consortium called the Colleges of the Fenway. And through this consortium, it's basically MCPHS, Simmons, Emmanuel College, Wentworth Institute of Technology, and Mass Art College and Design. So through that consortium, our students can join, the COF band or orchestra. They can do club basketball or volleyball. So that's also kind of another fun way to get involved in student life through that COF consortium. So I'm seeing a lot of questions again about when early action decisions will be released. So just to reiterate that, we are hoping to get the first round of decisions out for early action 1, first or second week of December, and then early action 2 decisions you can expect just after the new year, so early January. I see a lot of you guys have applied, and don't be scared. Oh my gosh, no, don't be scared at all. I think this is a really exciting time, and I know that it can be a very stressful time as you're submitting applications and knowing that your applications are being read. But just take this time to kind of pause, especially if you've already submitted all of your applications. Take that time and be proud of all of the work that you've put in, and just make sure that you're appreciating all of those lasts during your senior year. It goes by really fast, so just make sure you're enjoying yourself too during this time. So I see a question about summer research opportunities. So yes, kind of along the same vein of internships and research in the area. At MCPHS, we do have our own Center for Research and Discovery. So that is a fantastic way to get involved in on-campus research. So many of our professors are doing their own research on the side, which is really amazing because first of all, they are first and foremost full-time faculty. So they are, very busy teaching and advising and supporting our students. But they're also, lifelong learners, and they want to be involved in research. So a lot of them are doing research on the side. And if that's something that you want to get involved in, you can apply to a research opportunity through our Center for Research and Discovery, connect with your faculty members. Again, that's really a kind of driving home point for our students of why they choose to enroll here. One point is that, they want to know their professors, and our professors want to know you. So they will take the time to sit down and get to know you during office hours, outside of the classroom. So again, I always encourage students to kind of search and seek those research opportunities, especially if you are someone that is in the pre-med program and maybe looking to pursue medical school down the road. It's a great thing to have on your resume. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of people that have already applied for Early Action 1, which is great. Question about molecular biochem. So we offer technically our program we have biology and chemistry. We don't have a biochem specific major. However, our biology major is medical and molecular based biology. So it's kind of the closest thing you can get to a biochem major without calling it biochem. So if you're interested in having that molecular focus in your program, our bio program is medical and molecular focused, so that could be a really great option for you. Looks like we have a question about housing and our different campuses. So for those of you who don't know, MCPHS is actually spread out across 3 campuses. However, our main undergraduate campus is located in Boston, Massachusetts. So if you are someone that is applying for an undergraduate program, you're coming right out of high school, you don't have any college credits, you will start your program in Boston and most likely end in Boston, depending on your program. We also have a campus in Worcester, Massachusetts and Manchester, New Hampshire, but those two campuses are primarily for our graduate students. So if you're someone that's in a grad program, or a fast track program, you will be kind of focused on those, the Worcester and the Manchester campus. But again, just to reiterate, all of our undergraduate programs are in Boston. Okay, just looking for some other questions. Radiography. So I'm not sure if I super understand this question, but there is a question about radiography, which we have an entire school of medical imaging and therapeutics. Under that school, we do have a 3-year accelerated radiography program that you can apply to directly as a first-year student. All right, I know there's a lot of questions, so I'm trying to make my way through as many as I can. It's a question about dorm and residence hall living. So to kind of summarize our on-campus housing experience, for all of our incoming first-year students, we will guarantee your housing on campus for the first 2 years of your program. We offer 3 different styles of residence halls for our incoming first-year and second-year students. That's going to be Matricaria, Treehouse, and Fennel. So Matricaria is one of our residence halls. It is an apartment style residence hall on campus. So it has 2 double rooms. You have your own bathroom, your own kitchen, and your own common area. Treehouse is going to be suite style. So it's 2 double rooms that are connected by a shared bathroom. This building we do share with MassArt students, which is pretty cool. If you have the opportunity to check out Treehouse at some point, it does actually look like a treehouse. It was designed by MassArt students, which is really fun. But you would not room with a MassArt student. We have MCPHS has a certain set of floors and MassArt has a certain set of floors. So you might bump into MassArt students, but you wouldn't room with one. And then the third style is Fennel, which is more traditional style housing, doubles, triples, quads, and you have a shared, bathroom down the hallway. But I should say, again, your housing is guaranteed, but it is not required to live on campus. So if you're someone that, lives in the Boston or greater Boston area and you want to commute to campus, you absolutely can do so. I see someone was here for open house in October. I'm so glad you were able to come. We just had our last fall open house for undergraduate students this past Sunday, and it was a really, really great time on campus. Someone has a question for how long does it take for your application to be processed? So generally we like to commit to doing about a month to a month and a half turnaround time from when you submit your application. So for all students that have submitted for Early Action 1, which our Early Action 1 deadline was November 1st, if you are thinking about submitting an application but haven't yet submitted, just so you know, we have extended our Early Action 1 deadline to November 15th. So you do have 2 more days to submit your application by the end of the week if you want to be considered for that Early Action 1 decision deadline. And if you are a part of that Early Action 1 cohort, we will be releasing decisions before any other student that applies for Early Action 2 or regular decision. So again, that deadline has been extended to November 15th, and I would definitely encourage you guys to submit that application if you haven't done so already. Someone also has a question about, do they need to fill out the CSS profile if they're applying for FAFSA? Excellent question. So for some private schools do require a CSS profile. MCPHS does not require a CSS profile. We will encourage you to submit a FAFSA application, and I personally encourage every single student and family that is applying for admission at MCPHS to submit a FAFSA. The FAFSA this year, again, if you are a high school senior and you are looking to start for fall of 2025, the FAFSA application is set to open December 1st. So we're a little less than a month away until the FAFSA is set to open. Bookmark that date in your mind, so that way when it opens, you can sit down with your family or whoever is helping you out through this process and start filling out that FAFSA. Once you submit the FAFSA, you'll be able to list all of the schools that you're applying to on it. We will receive it, and then we'll be able to kind of get you that full financial aid package after the new year, probably sometime, mid-January. It depends on, again, when you complete that FAFSA, but make sure to fill that out. And again, we do not require the CSS. Okay, another question about, does financial aid help out-of-state applicants? Yes, so basically our tuition and fee structure at MCPHS, even though we are a private school, our fee structure does not change depending on if you live in the state of Massachusetts or you're coming from out of state. The cost is the same for any student applying in-state or out of state from Massachusetts, and filling out that FAFSA form will certainly help you because it will determine how much federal financial aid you qualify for, which is very beneficial for paying for the cost of college. Quick question. So kind of just another question about financial aid. So once a student submits their application, when they receive a decision from us, if you have been accepted to the university, you will qualify automatically for a merit-based scholarship. So again, to reiterate, all students that are accepted to MCPHS automatically receive a merit-based scholarship from the admissions office. So you will know that merit scholarship amount with your acceptance letter, which is great. So for those students that may be hearing from us with their decision, early to mid-December, you will also know your merit scholarship, which is great. So that's going to be part 1 of your financial aid package. Part 2 will be filling out that FAFSA application, and then once we receive that, we will combine your merit scholarship with anything else that you qualify for through that FAFSA application to create your full financial aid package. And I will say as well that if you are currently a high school senior and you are considering MCPHS, we do offer individual financial aid appointments in the spring with our office. So I would definitely encourage you to apply, get accepted, wait until you get your financial aid package back, and then in the spring you can reach out to the admissions office or register for a financial aid appointment with us, and we can go through all of your questions regarding cost of tuition, financial aid, and all of that good stuff. Okay, so question about the PA program, and also I see that we do have a lot of questions here, so I'm gonna again try to get to as many questions as I can, but I apologize if I can't get to every single question. So for our PA program, if you're applying as a first-year student, we do have a 6-year pre-med PA pathway program. It's a 3+3. The first 3 years you'll major in pre-med, you get a guaranteed interview to our PA school, and if admitted, you will continue out with MCPHS for our PA program. I see a question about the MSOT program. That is a great question. I would reach out to our Worcester or Manchester campus for specific questions on the master's programs for the OT program, because they might be able to give you a little bit more insight into how many seats are available. Okay, so question about the dental hygiene pre-dental program. So at MCPHS, we do have a dental hygiene and a dental hygiene pre-dental program. Both are bachelor's degree programs. The pre-dental specifically will allow you to graduate as a dental hygienist, but you will also have all of the prerequisites to apply to dental school. So if you're someone that knows you want to be a dental hygienist, but you're maybe considering going to dental school, the dental hygiene pre-dental track is a fantastic program for you. I'm glad to see that one of you connected with Alan on campus for follow-up in-house. So yeah, the components for your application. We'll need your application, which you can submit through Common App. We will also need an official high school transcript and a letter of recommendation. So the high school transcript and letter of recommendation should come from your guidance counselor. We cannot accept them directly from students or from the applicants because we need them to be official. So if you have questions about submitting your transcript or letter of recommendation, feel free to reach out to us in the admissions office, or connect with your guidance counselor so that they can send it directly to us. They can email, your guidance counselors can email high school transcripts and letters of recommendation to the admissions office email. So when we are reviewing applications, we do take a holistic approach to the application review process. So your GPA is just one component of your application. I was reading applications today, and I will continue reading applications after this live session because we have a lot to get through in order to make that deadline and that decision drop for you all. But we're going to be looking at your common application, reading your essays. We were also going to be looking at your letters of recommendation and your high school transcript. Really, every program is a little bit different, but generally the average GPAs that we receive from applicants that apply to MCPHS usually fall between a 3.3 and a 3.5 on a 4.0 weighted scale. I typically see about 50% of our applicants falling between that 3.3 and 3.5 range, and about 25% falling below and above that range. It is an average, so again, I always encourage everyone to apply. Don't feel like, oh my gosh, I feel like my GPA is so bad, I'm not going to get accepted. Still apply, or if you want to have a conversation about it, that's what we're here for. So feel free to make an appointment, and again, happy to kind of walk you through those pieces. Okay, so a question about how do you know if you've been accepted? Great question. Check your email. Now is a great time to make sure, especially if you are a senior in high school and you've applied, start checking your email regularly, and check the email that you use to create your common application, because that's the email that we have on file for you. When we release decisions, we will first send you an email. So it'll say something to the effect of, your MCPHS decision is ready, or there's been a status update. So go check that email, and then you will be able to view your admissions decision there. So make sure that you check your email. I'll say it again. And then if you also have been admitted, we will mail you a letter as well. But typically the email will come first to your inbox before you receive a physical letter in the mail. Benefits to applying early action. Excellent question. Yes. So applying early is going to get you a priority read on your application. I encourage everyone to apply early if you feel ready to do so. Certainly do not rush your application. However, you do get an admissions decision back earlier than students that apply for regular decision in February. So apply early, get that decision back early, fill out your FAFSA application, you get your financial aid package back, January, February, and that will give you a couple of months in the spring to really sit down with your family, connect with the counselors, visit campus, go through those affordability pieces. And then, by the time that May 1st rolls around, which is our enrollment deadline, you will be ready to make that decision of if you're ready to submit to MCPHS. Another thing I'll say about applying early as well, we have a number of seated programs at MCPHS. A lot of our programs are have very specific requirements, and they have clinical rotations. So for example, our nursing program is seated. Our diagnostic medical sonography program is seated. Our PA program is seated. So we only have a certain amount of seats available in these programs. And the benefit of applying early is that you get that decision back. And by the time you feel ready to make your decision to submit your deposit at MCPHS, you submit that deposit and you secure your seat in that program. So that is also another benefit of applying early, is that you really just get that process started and give yourself more time to make that decision. So it really is a benefit to the applicant, just to, again, like I said, give yourself a little bit more time. So someone asked about the studying in the health science program. We do offer a health science program. It's a 4-year bachelor's degree program. We also have a question about commuting, which is fantastic. We have a lot of students that choose to commute to MCPHS. Like I said before, we do guarantee your housing for the first 2 years on campus. And after that, a lot of students do choose to commute. They get an off-campus apartment. So what's really great about our area is that we are actually right off of the Green Line. It's the E stop, or the E line specifically, and it's a Longwood Medical Area stop. So you walk out our main campus, you take a left, and you can literally see the Green Line run right up and down Huntington Avenue. So it is super, super easy to get around. We're also very walkable city. You can walk 15 minutes and then you're, on Newberry Street, you walk 20 minutes, you hit Fenway Park. And also we have a really great bus system as well. So a lot of our students will utilize the MBTA bus system, and also the T as well. So someone asked if they can reapply if they don't get accepted for early action. That is a fantastic question. If you receive an admissions decision back from us and we were not able to offer you admission, I would definitely encourage that you connect with your admissions counselor. And again, you can find all of our contact information on the website, and it's based off of your zip code. So you can find that contact information there. Reach out to us, have a conversation with us. There's likely a reason why we were not able to offer you an admission offer for this year. And so again, I would just kind of encourage you to reach out so that we can have that conversation with you and get you a little more clarity if we're not able to offer you an admissions decision for this year. Housing on campus is not required for freshman applicants, but we do guarantee your housing for the first 2 years. Looks like we have a question about the sonography program. So we do offer a diagnostic medical sonography program. It is a 3-year bachelor's degree program. So our students will take classes during the fall, spring, and summer for the first 2 years of the program. And then the 3rd year, they're actually out in the field doing clinical rotations. It is a very popular program. There are not a lot of bachelor's degree programs in that specific area. So I do encourage students to apply Early Action 1 or Early Action 2 if you are specifically interested in sonography. All right, so I'm going to take a couple more questions, and I'm very excited that we have a lot of you here. And I know I'm not going to get to every single question, so if if I'm not able to answer it, I will make sure that you have some contact info at the end. Question about the nursing programs and if you need the TEAS test. So if you're applying as a first-year student, right out of high school, you don't have to take the TEAS exam if you're applying as a first-year applicant. The structure of the nursing program is also a 3-year BSN program, so you take classes during the fall, spring, and summer, similar to the sonography program. And our nursing students that are coming in as first-year students will take the TEAS exam after their first summer session. If you're applying as a transfer or graduate nursing student, definitely connect with the transfer counselors and they can walk you through the requirements for that program. If you've submitted your application and you indicated Early Action 2, but you want to switch to Early Action 1, if you have already submitted your application, send the admissions office an email and we're happy to take a look and potentially change that for you. Sorry, there's a lot of questions here, which is fantastic. Just want to make sure I can do as many as possible. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I'm seeing a lot of questions about transfer for transfer students, and I just want to preface that I am not a transfer counselor. I'm a first-year undergrad counselor, so if you are in this live and you are interested in applying as a transfer student, we have a whole team of fantastic transfer and graduate admissions counselors, so I would definitely encourage you to go on the website and connect with someone who is specific to your program. Our transfer counselors do their caseload by program. So if you're interested in dental hygiene, we do have a transfer counselor that works with all transfer dental hygiene students, for example. So I would connect with them so that you can get all your questions answered about transfer credits and things like that. Okay, so I'm going to answer one more question, which is about SATs. So that's a great question. We are a test optional school. So if you're, again, applying as a first year student, we do not require you to submit an SAT or an ACT, score for your application. My rule of thumb is if you are very proud of your score and you want to send it, you think that it, is something that will enhance your application, absolutely go ahead and send it. But again, it is not something that we give much, if any, weight to in the admissions decisions process. But if you are concerned and you're like, I'm not sure if I should send my score or not, again, just another reason to reach out to your admissions counselor, and we are more than happy to walk you through that process. So I think I'm going to wrap things up here. I apologize that I was not able to get to all of the amazing questions in this chat, but I want to thank you all so much for joining us or joining me for this MCPHS Ask Me Anything session. We will have more of these Instagram lives coming up in the coming week, so make sure to check your email and log on for those Instagram live sessions. And as a final reminder, again, our early action 1 deadline has been extended to November 15th if you are interested in applying for undergraduate admissions. And also, if we were not able to answer your questions, feel free to DM this account and we will make sure to try and answer all of the questions that you have. So if I didn't answer your question, feel free to DM the account and we will get back to you as soon as we can. Follow us as well to make sure that you are staying up to date on all of the, MCPHS admissions, application deadlines, events on campus, and all of that. And I hope to see you all on campus soon. Thank you so much and have a great night.